The Battle of Thermopylae is one of the most well-known battles in the world. The legendary tale has been told throughout history, from the ancient texts of the Herodotus to Hollywood 2006 blockbuster 300. The first attempt to take over Greece happened in 490 BC on the shores of Marathon in response to the Greek involvement in the Ionian Revolt. The battle ended with a Persian defeat. Darius later died, and his son Xerxes invaded Greece for the second time in an attempt to avenge his father and his kingdom. The Persians marched into Greece completely unmatched, and according to Herodotus, there were about 2.6 million military personnel and enough support personnel to match. But modern scholars estimate the range was around 70,000 to about 300,000 Persians. Herodotus said that the Greeks had about 300 Spartans, 500 from Tegea, and about 500 from Mantinea. They also had 120 from Arcadian or Comnenus, and about 1,000 from the rest of Arcadia. There were 400 from Corinth, 200 from Phlius, 800 from Mycenae, 700 from Thespians, and 400 from Thebans. This numbers them at about 4,100. The Persians outnumbered the Greeks at least 17 to 1. This means that for the Greeks to win, each Greek soldier needed to kill at least 17 Persians without being stabbed, shot, beaten, or killed in any other equally or more gruesome way. It's very difficult to kill 17 people without getting stabbed, shot, beaten, or killed in any sort of way. Despite the staggering odds, the men of Greece still marched to Thermopylae to defend their homeland. The legendary battle took place along the coast of the Gulf of Malta. Today, the narrowest point is about 100 meters wide, which is too large for the Greeks to hold them for long. But Herodotus wrote that the Phocians channeled a stream from a hot spring to create a marsh. The opening was roughly 4 feet long that they channeled the Persians through in the beginning. This gave the Greeks a big advantage in the battle, since the Persians could not use their full force against the Greeks. The first day of battle, Xerxes had made camp in Trachis and waited for the Greeks to run for 4 days, and on the 5th he ordered the attack. First he fired a barrage of arrows, which was ineffective given the Greeks' bronze helmets and shields, and when hearing this, the Spartans even laughed at the idea of fighting with bows and arrows. Then he sent a force of 10,000 Medes and Sicilians. The Greeks fought in front of the Phocian wall. The Greeks stood shoulder to shoulder and locked their shields. This maneuver is known as the phalanx. The phalanx was first given a name in Homer's book on the phalanx, and in his book he describes the phalanx as an organized battle line. One of the first times a phalanx-type strategy was used was by the ancient Egyptians, but the most famous time this strategy was used was when the Greeks used it, led by the Spartans, in the Battle of Thermopylae. The Greeks lined up with their shields connected and spears raised, and gored the Persian men that came through Thermopylae. This method was very effective. If everything had gone according to plan, some of the Greeks in the battle would have stayed alive to tell the tale. After the Medes and Sicilians were destroyed, Xerxes sent a second assault of the best Persian warriors. They were known as immortals. Supposedly, they were so ferocious that they were deemed as immortal. These immortals were basically sacrificed to the Greeks, which was misleading because of their infamous nicknames.
On the second day, Xerxes ordered another assault. He had been given false information and thought that the Greeks were so few and most were battle wounded or disabled. Xerxes' forces were massacred, and at last he stopped the assault and withdrew his forces back to camp. Xerxes did not know what to do until a Greek soldier named Philides betrayed his homeland and told the Persians of a secret mountain pass that was only defended by the Phocians. On the third day, the Phocians became aware of the flanking Persians. The Phocians retreated to a nearby hillside to make a stand. The Persians only fired a volley of arrows and continued moving. A Phocian messenger ran toward the Greek lines and informed Leonidas and the other commanders that they had been outflanked. Although most people think that the Spartan never retreat strategy is what kept Leonidas there, it's very likely that his actions were the founding of that philosophy. While many Greeks fled, some stayed to make a stand. surrounded on both sides and at a major disadvantage. The men of Greece stood together, locked shields for one last time. In the end, the men of Thermopylae would all be slaughtered by the Persians. But the men of Sparta stood out. They had attacked despite it was time of their sacred festival. The men of Sparta fought to the death. They waged battle for 1 day before they were all been killed. In Athens, word has been given for them to retreat to a nearby island, but the time was not on their side. They rushed to get every citizen of Athens onto their ships and sailed. The Persians were on their doorsteps when they finally set sail. Athens would later lead a counterattack that would end the Persians. The men at Thermopylae took a stand for all of Greece. The bravery of the men at Thermopylae saved Greece from a takeover and the eradication of democracy. So in conclusion, the men of Thermopylae took a stand for all of Greece, and also democracy. In the end of the movie, Delio says, "Give thanks to the Leonidas and the brave 300. We should not only thank Spartans, but we should all thank all the men that stayed there till the end. So to the men at Thermopylae, thank you.